Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully you're off to a good Friday. Wanted to hop on here and interact with you guys. I need to advertise these more in advance for you, but just an opportunity for me to answer questions, things you guys want to talk about. Today, what's on my mind or what I want to share with you guys is I bought a lot of cars since I've started my YouTube journey. Let's see, going on just over 3 years, and just wanted to share what I've bought and sold some of my cars for. It's something I probably won't make a normal video on, but figured we could kind of chat a little bit about it here. But obviously, if you guys are jumping in, please leave a thumbs up. It really helps get this out to everybody on the interwebs. But appreciate all you guys' support. Don't forget to follow me as well on my detailing channel. If you guys are into car detailing, it's Gone in 60 Detailing. So make sure and check that out. But hopefully, by the time I do a live next, I'll have something on the wall just besides a blank backdrop. But and hopefully, I can have my better my quality set up for cameras as I do this. But if you guys have a chat, comment, leave it below. Make sure and say hi. Anything you guys want to go over to, would love to share them with you guys. So as we kind of get rolling, I'll go through my first car that I bought on the channel to some of the last cars that I bought on the channel, what I bought them for, what I sold them for. It probably won't be like 100% like exact, but it'll be within, a few $100s, $1,000 of what I bought and sold each car for, and maybe share some things that I liked about them, some things that I didn't like about them. So make sure and stick around for that. But if you guys are dropping in, give a thumbs up, leave a chat, say hi. So if you guys are just new to my channel, welcome. First off, on Gone in 60, I try to be honest with you guys on the different cars that I buy. Obviously, I've bought and sold quite a few different cars over the years. If you guys are been around for a long time, you know that probably about 6 months to a year at most is usually about how long I keep cars. Some cars I've only kept for a few months. So, but I like it because it's a dream of mine to be able to drive all the awesome different cars that are out there. I really am not loyal to any brand. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I kind of tell it like it is, good, bad, or indifferent, and I try to do the cars justice as much as I can. So rather than just be a YouTuber that does just reviews for 20 minutes driving a car, I don't feel like that really lends itself to the car and helps people buy it. So I like to own them. Probably doesn't make the most financial sense. And as you guys go over some of the finances with me, you will for sure, you guys will for sure maybe roast me or say, hey, I've done pretty good. So what we'll do is let's go ahead and start off with the first car that I brought to the channel and maybe share some things I like about it, move to the next car. As we get comments and different things rolling in, I want to make sure that I answer you guys, that I say hi to you guys, that I interact with you guys. So the car that started it all is the 2019 Dodge Challenger Scat Pack. I bought that in December of 2019. I remember I just had got done working at my previous company. That following Monday, I was starting a new job. And if, as you guys know, I've always been a Dodge lover, and that came because of the movie Vanishing Point. And that has a 1970 Dodge Challenger eggshell white, I believe, on there. And I've ever since then, ever since high school, that's a car that I wanted. That's a car that I wanted to own. And I finally, took a different job where maybe I can make some more money to be able to afford a car like that. So originally, I never looked at like buying cars out of state. I was always someone who was just going to buy it local. And especially as I kind of shopped around and my father-in-law kind of gave me some advice, I was able to buy my 2019 Dodge Challenger Scat Pack new. It was base. The only upgraded feature that it had was the Alpine stereo group in it, and that was it. But I got that car for $33,000. It was a really, really good buy. So that's what I paid for the car. Taxes were on top of that. But I think I got it for like 9 or 10 grand off of sticker, but 33,000 for a manual Dodge Challenger Scat Pack in 2019. I bought it in December, and I had a strategy going here for a while where I bought muscle cars in the middle of wintertime, manual transmission ones that sat, and I could get them for good deals. And as COVID and everything kind of edged along, You guys will see throughout my journey here, I did well on some and I didn't do that on others. So I owned that car for about a year. I wish I would have probably had it a little bit longer because given COVID and where prices of everything went to, I could have done really well. But I sold that car for $37,000 a year later. So I don't remember off the top of my head how many miles I put on that car, but literally to be able to drive that car for a year, you guys know how I drive my cars, I use them, and to be able to get 37,000 more than what taxes and everything else was added on, driving it for the year, it was a great deal. So from the 2019 Dodge Pack, I decided to get a 2020 Bullet Mustang. And the Bullet Mustang, if you guys watch a lot of my videos on it, it seems that maybe I didn't like it or I hated on it. And as I kind of watch back on some of the videos, like that's a car I do miss. I probably miss that car more than my Challenger. It just is, the manual transmission in the Challenger with the Tremec is just far superior. Let me go ahead and stop. Make sure I say hi here. Hey, Gray Ghost. Hey, Austin. Been away for a bit. Got to check that detail channel. Now seeing I ended up buying a 23 GT. Was looking at LT11S, but GM's final model year was a downer. It for sure was. Well, hey, Greg Ghost, good to hear from you, man. Congrats on your new ride. If you follow me on Instagram, send me a picture of it. I'd love to see your car. So the 2020 Ford Mustang Bullet, I bought that in February of 2021, and my good buddy Josh came out to Charles City, Iowa. The dealer had to pick me up from the airport. There was no Ubers. It was out in the middle of nowhere. And I remember one surreal moment for me with that car is when they started it up in the showroom floor, and it just rumbled and it had that raspiness, that pop. I did prefer the exhaust of the Mustang more than the Challenger. The Challenger was for sure awesome. It was deeper, but the raspiness of the Mustang got me. And I remember when I picked it up, I was in a tough predicament at the time because the car had some scratches on it from them detailing it, and they were pretty deep. Note to your guys' self, if you're going to go buy a car in the middle of the country and drive it back on one of the busiest freeways in the country, make sure and use track tape to protect your car. I got rock chips all over that car, but I love that car. I bought that car for $44,500 in February of 2021. And I owned that car for about 6, 7 months. That car was a lot of fun. That car had the best ventilated seats that I've had. I like the seats in it. I didn't have the Recaros. I just had the standard kind of, I can't remember what package it is. If it's the 500A package, I can't remember. But bought it for 44.5. I think the MSRP on that car at the time was 53 or 54,000. Really enjoyed that car. Really liked it. And now that I'm a few years removed from that, it's a car that I do miss, and I'd like to get a Bullet Mustang. If I got one, I'd have to go with the green instead of the black. But I ended up, funny scenario, when I got my Camaro 2SS 1LE next, I bought that car out of Texas. I don't remember what city in Texas I bought it from. I remember the dealership very well, but so I ended up shipping my Bullet Mustang to them, and I had to pay for that. But in return, it allowed me to save on sales tax. So I sold my Bullet Mustang to them for 45,000, and then I obviously got the sales tax savings. So I sold the car for $500 more than what I bought it for. Shipping it down there to them, I think it was about $900 to ship it down there, and then I shipped my Camaro back on an enclosed trailer. And this is where in the channel, I didn't things started kind of going downhill a little bit. Great Ghost, your Camaro was fire. It was. If you ask me my favorite between my Mustang, Challenger, and Camaro, the Camaro was my favorite. It was. It just combined a lot of the Challenger and Mustang, and I like them all for different reasons. But yeah, I agree with you. It was a good looking car. That 1LE package is so good. So I bought my 2SS 1LE. I don't remember all the things it came with. I could pull up my window sticker, but it had the performance data recorder, had the 1LE package. Trying to think anything else like custom that it had. I mean, obviously, when you get the 2SS 1LE, it kind of comes with everything. I will say the performance data recorder. If you guys are it all into YouTubing or anything, that was one of the coolest features. I loved using that. I caught myself on some races with people I didn't expect. Just a cool way just to get some different footage, or if you track it, can be a lot of fun. I bought that car for just over 53,000. It was like 53 and some change, and that was a fun car. I ended up having that car till about, I would say, June or July, or no, maybe it was August, July or August of 2022. And you'll start to notice this is when maybe I didn't do as well on cars. So I bought the car for 53 and some change, and I traded that car in for, I didn't even trade it in. I just sold it to a Ford dealership here locally in American Fork. And I think it was 48.5 is what I got for it. It was the best offer I could get at the time. I think that car was worth more. It only had maybe 7,000 miles on it when I traded it in, or didn't trade it in, but sold it to the dealership. So, I did save on sales tax when I traded in my Bullet Mustang to get the Camaro. But as you can see, I didn't buy and sell cars. The Camaro, when I dealt with Chevy dealerships, and that was at the height of COVID. It was just a miracle to get cars at MSRP at that time. So the previous 2 years where COVID hadn't really like affected the market quite yet, pricing and demand and everything, I was able to like negotiate some great rates. But with the Camaro, it just ended up being getting that car at sticker. And so if you do the math on it, about 1,500, about 4,500. Through making my payments and stuff, I think I just walked away from it. The next car that I had purchased was, and I have to go back a little bit because I'm telling you what I bought the car for and when I sold the car. But right around the time I bought the Camaro, I wanted a project car. I'd started making a little bit more money on YouTube, and this was my biggest mistake of all. It was my 1995. Yeah, it was a 1995 Mitsubishi 3000 GT VR4. And it was a bad purchase on my part. You can watch all my videos on it. Uh, the car had issues with it, and I noticed it. And the lady I dealt with, I kind of like when you're shopping for a car or a house or something, and you've looked for so long for something that sometimes you just get these blinders on and you just make a deal happen. It was a bad deal. I bought that car for 16,000. It had 98,000 miles on it at the time, had a lot of oil leaks, a lot of different things. I ended up putting in $7,500 into that car. So in total, about 20, actually no, 6,000, $7,000 what I put into the car. It was 16,000. I put $7,000 into that car. It needed new brakes, it needed new rotors, PCV valve, valve cover gaskets, battery, starter. I replaced the rear turbo in that. Did it myself. That was a pain in the butt. I bought a lot of miscellaneous parts, and that car, I probably should have just hung on to it a little bit, just because I didn't buy it right. That car probably should have been a, 10, 11, $12,000 car. It was yellow. It wasn't my first color. I really don't know what I was thinking. That car though, with the two turbos, when they would spool up and come on, and it's fun with 90s cars because when the turbos come on, they like punch you in the face, and it's really fun, and it was awesome. But I paid 16,000 for that. I put 7,000 into that car, and I got to the point where I'm convinced the valve stem seals on that car were bad. And so I was prepared to do as much as I possibly could on that car. What I learned is I should have done a lot of those things myself. I also changed, what do we also change? Changed the fuel filter, changed the water pump, changed the timing belt and retimed it, spark plugs. I mean, that car was in such better shape, and I put so much money into it. It needed a drive shaft. It had an issue with the drive shaft. Man, Mitsubishi's. I still would love an Eclipse, but I almost have to write down on a piece of paper, don't buy a Mitsubishi. Like they just don't hold up like other JDM type cars. But here's the kicker. Basically put, you know, basically put basically put, oh gosh, that 7,000 into it. I sold that car for $10,500. So I took almost a $13,000 loss on that car. I'm still paying for that car. I owe, I think, about $5,000, $6,000 left. So when I can get that paid off and maybe refinance a couple of the car loans that I have, I'll be in a much better spot. But whew, that one hurt, guys. I only had that car. I don't even know how long I had that car. It was probably like 5, 6 months. It consumed my life, and I would be in the garage just swearing and throwing tools, and, I know enough around cars, but, like, I don't care to be a full-fledged mechanic. Free to chill, your WRX is badass. Thank you. I agree. I think it's pretty sweet. I love the wheel setup and exhaust and everything I have on it. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, so that's where things started going south. Now, fast forward to another car that I had purchased. I purchased my Mazda RX-8. For those of you who are wondering, I would probably say that is my favorite car that I've owned on my channel. I don't think that would be one that you guys would guess. It wasn't the most powerful, but man, it's so smooth and high revving and just the sound of a rotary. It's just so different than anything else. And that's a car, probably the most that I wish I wouldn't have sold. I bought that car for, it had 43,000 miles on it. It was a 2004, had every single option that it came with. I bought that car for $9,600. I didn't have to do really any maintenance to it. If you watch my detailing channel, is the first car that I paint corrected, burnt through the clear coat a little bit, and definitely learning experience. But that car was fun. I put a cold air intake on it, or hot air intake, as I should say, an engine air take. And man, that car sounded so good, sounded so awesome. I did change the spark plugs out. It's for sure a different method to change spark plugs out on a rotary. Hey, Geese One, glad I happened to catch this when it's actually playing live. Hey, welcome, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for hopping in. Always appreciate your comments. You're awesome. And the rotary platform was amazing. I put about 10,000 miles, I think, on that car, and I was just always nervous. The 3000 GT, coming from a 3000 GT to an RX-8, boy, that was a risky move. That was for sure risky. And I was worried with the rotaries. It's not a matter of if, but it's a matter of when. You're going to lose your apex seals, and you just have to treat those cars so differently. It was the car that got the worst gas mileage on my channel out of all my V8s, everything. That car, the 200 horsepower RX-8 was the worst. Owned that car for about a year, sold it for 8,500, and felt like I did pretty good at the time on that. But I would love to get back in another Mazda RX-8. I just like the looks of them. I would love an FD RX-7. They're just getting so crazy priced. Paul S. Austin, how have you been, brother? Loving the WRX. Paul, doing great, man. Thank you. Been doing awesome. Just been trying to stay busy and trying to keep a detailing car channel going and my normal car channel going, but doing very well. Really enjoying the car, and just life's good right now. So that was a Mazda RX-8. So $900. I didn't feel that was bad. Or no, I can't do math. What would that be? 9,600 to 85, about $1,100 in a year. So the next car that I bought, let's see, Zach Smith. Did you see the new Mazda concept car at the Japan Mobility Show? Hey, Zach, I did. Actually, my friend just sent it to me tonight. I'm trying to understand like what Mazda is doing. They've been teasing of like this twin rotor type motor. Some people say it's going to be like the new Miata platform. I don't know. I really wished, I really like Mazda. If you guys are like into Mazdas, and I think it's still up, if you go to Bring a Trailer, there's a Mazda Speed 3 for sale right now. It's black. It's got 1,600 miles on it. I have no idea what the price has shot up to now, but I really like Mazdas, and even just their new Mazda 3, the turbo. I wish they would come out with a manual because I would buy one. I love the looks of them. Mazda does such a great job. But yeah, Zach, I don't know. I did look at it. It looks really sexy to me when I look at that concept. I think number one, it probably wouldn't look like that. Number two, they'll probably find some way to make it electric. But I did see it. Mark Lloyd, I love my ZL1s. Hey, so you have more than one ZL1, Mark? If you do, that's freaking awesome. Kudos to you, man. But yeah, I would love a ZL1. It's funny. I actually, before I got my 2SS 1LE, I never did a video on this. I had a ZL1 on the way, and it was base. I don't think it had anything. And I think it had the PDR. Maybe that already comes with the ZL1s, but it didn't have any upgrades to it. And I think that car was 63 or 64,000. Should have done it. Should have done it. But I went with the 2S1LE, and then I went with the 3000 GT that shall not be named ever again. So the next car that I bought, and the Mazda RX-8, I should have prefaced, I bought that locally here in Utah. It was a California car. When I was looking at the car, coming from my 3000 GT VR4 that had a whole heap of problems, it was totally my fault in how I bought that car. The Mazda RX-8, when I pulled up and I test drove it, like I'd never driven a rotary before. I was really nervous about it. I was really skeptical about it. I was doing the hot start and all that stuff. But when I got done with the test drive, it was leaking oil. And I was like, oh crap, here we go again. And what had happened is he had overfilled the oil. And anyways, so it ended up being great. And that was a fun car. I'm going to get another one when I can get my yellow car paid off. So next car I bought this car out of Chicago, had it shipped to me. It was the Toyota Supra. Now, you want to ask me another car that I regret selling? For sure is the Toyota Supra. I love that car. It was an automatic. I would like a manual in that. I've never driven a manual. Looking back at some of my Supra videos, I wish I would have made some different videos on that car. I really enjoyed that car. It's the fastest car that I've driven, 60 to 130, 0 to 60. And obviously it's because it's an automatic, but that platform, the B58 engine, is so good. A few modifications and those cars, they just rip, and they rip out of the box. And if you guys haven't seen Savage Geese today, they just did a comparison on the Ford Mustang Dark Horse versus the new Nissan Nismo automatic name and Toyota Supra. But it was pretty fascinating, pretty interesting. But the Supra I bought for 53,000. The only upgrade that it had was the carbon fiber mirror caps. I was able to negotiate all the other BS off of it, so I paid sticker for it. Bought that car for 53 and some change, plus tax, and I owned that car for 3 months. And I kind of felt like the market was turning, or COVID and some of this other rush was over with. Sold it to a local dealership here in Utah. I had no plans of selling that car. I like that car. I PDF that car. The two cars I miss the most are my Supra. That's three cars: Supra, RX-8, and Bullitt Mustang. I don't know, man. I miss the Camaro too. I like them all, guys. That's the problem. That is the problem here. I like too many cars. That's I got problems. Okay, but I sold that car for 55,000 2 or 3 months later. So made a couple grand, made some videos on it. Even paid for some of my taxes, and so it was a no-brainer at the time that I could walk away. And yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. Fast car, fun car. The car just ripped. Car was just a blast. But I wish I would have put maybe a downpipe on it, cold air intake, different exhaust setup. It was very different going from a V8 to V8s to something like the Supra. It probably was a good stepping stone for me, because had I gone to like a 4-cylinder instead of like an inline six, it maybe would have been a little bit more disappointing. But yeah, the Toyota Supra, for sure a great car. But yeah, trying to think, what else did I buy after that? Oh, my Acura RSX Type S. I bought that car in St. George, Utah. What did I buy that car for? I bought that car, and this is, I didn't make a good decision on this. That car was really clean. It had 74,000 miles on it. It was a 2002, and it was owned by an older guy. And I bought it in St. George, Utah for $13,000. Did a lot of videos on it, restored, paint, restored the inside, put a wing on it, put some wheels on it, painted the brake calipers on it. And that was a car I think would have been fun to turbocharge, especially with the Honda engine in it. What is it? Is it K20? Very tunable motor. That was a fun car. Hey, hey, Mr. Zilla, how's it going, man? How's the ZL1? Hopefully you're doing well. I have to go check out his channel, guys. Thanks for hopping in. But yeah, the Acura RSX Type S, bought for $13,000. I owned it for like, just a few months, and I sold it for $11,000 to a kid from Nevada. So I lost a couple grand on that one. Only owned it for a few months. And at that time, I had the Supra, I had the RX-8, and I had the Acura RSX Type S. And for some reason, I kind of just got, just kind of got like antsy to get rid of cars. I felt like the economy was going to kind of crash. The car market was going to crash. I was starting to see cars valued for less. So I got rid of them all. I got rid of the Supra. It was a great deal. The RSX Type S, they got a good deal on that. And then the RX-8 drove for a year, and I got nervous with the rotary. I still had my 3000 GT in the back of my mind that I was gonna have issues. Let's see. Hey, going good. Almost hitting the 3 mark with it. That's awesome. I can't believe it's already been 3 years. Are you going to get a 2024? I'd be curious to know. Man, the Camaro platform, guys, Chevy just did such a good job with it. They should have sold a lot more than they did, and it's on Chevy, but such a good platform. I love it. Yeah, then next, the WRX, we'll update that someday. But essentially, the WRX, I paid sticker for it. It was like 36 and some change. And then because it had like a whole bunch of stuff, it had the door sills illuminated, it had a whole bunch of stuff on it, had the Harman Kardon sunroof package. I paid 36 and change, and then with tax, I think I was like 39. But just out the door sticker, I was like 36 and some change. The Toyota GR86. And before I jump into that, let's see, DRZ, let's see, nope, nothing new. Mine's better as it is already. I like it. Plus all the modifications and stuff you've done to it, it'd be tough to kind of start over, but yours looks awesome. Let's see, Gray Ghost. Picked up my 23 GT for 38K and 0% for 36 months. Decent deal. No reason to pay more on an LT1 or an S650, in my opinion. Some of the LT1s I think you can get for right around that price or a little bit more. LT1s are such a great buy. And honestly, after I've seen the S650, I really like the S550 platform. I like the looks of the S550s more than I do the S650. And some of the videos that I'm seeing or reviews, it just kind of feels like a rehashed S550 on the platform. But yeah, Zilla, your car looks awesome, man. And if you guys haven't checked out his channel, please go check it out. He does a great job, has some unique stuff, and has done a lot of modifications to the ZL1. And I want to say that you and I had the same color car, right? I don't even remember the color of my Camaro. That's so bad of me. I know it's not shark skin. Was it satin gray metallic? I can't remember, but such a great color. Such a satin steel metallic. Yes, that's what it is. Yes, satin steel. I love that. Such a great color. Got so many compliments on that car, and in the sun, that thing just popped. Looks so good. But yeah, the Toyota GR86, that car, that car, man, I love the looks of that car. And had the S2000 not been in the picture, yeah, the GR86. So I bought the GR86 at sticker. I paid $29,700 for it, and only owned it for a few months. Put paint protection film on it. That car was flawless. It was the first new car that I've taken delivery of that didn't have any damage to it. Like, it was literally like perfect. It was, a lot of the cars, if you guys have followed my channel, new cars don't come new. They come with scratches. They come with dents. If you're wanting a good channel to watch, it's Chicago Auto Detailing. I'm sure I butchered that. Chicago Auto Pros. Anyways, they will take like delivery of cars for people and like inspect them for them. And it's kind of interesting to see the quality of new cars in terms of their paint, in terms of fitment, all that stuff. It's quite interesting for sure. But yeah, the Toyota GR86, it was a base model. It did come with USB cables, and that was it. I did buy the GR86 mat separately, put an exhaust and some other stuff on it. 29,700, and I sold that car for 30,500 to Car Buyer USA. So only owned the car, a few months, and sold it for, gosh, what would that be? $700, $700 more, $800 more. But those are hard to find. It took me a while. I've wanted a GR86 for a long time and a BRZ, and you guys know I had a BRZ on order waited for that thing for 6 months, came with some damage. And then the GR86 just popped up, came into my lap, and such a great looking car, fun car. Let's see, Gray Ghost, the LT1 is a solid car, no doubt. GM increased the price the final year and offered no incentives. The fiscal conservative in me couldn't resist the 0%. I'll be honest, guys, I almost bought an S550 a few months back, and I was, gosh, what was it? Where was that at? It was Arsman. They're like up in Virginia or Pennsylvania. I know I'm butchering that, but like I was able to get like a very loaded out S550 Mustang with Recaros, with everything. It had everything I could possibly want. I think the MSRP on that car was like 54,000, and I had them down to I think 44 or 43. Oh yes, yep, you're right, Great Ghost Oarsman. Yeah, I still think there's like a U in there or a couple of R's, but they're aggressive on their pricing, and it had blue Recaros, which I thought was kind of unique. Not like the seats were blue, but like the stitching was blue. I thought it looked really cool. But yeah, it with taxes and everything and shipping, I was at basically MSRP on that car. So almost did that. Almost did that. But yeah, in Grey Ghost, what's interesting with Chevy is like they don't offer anything and no discounts. Like it's like sticker, no offers. Ford and even Dodge does a great job, at some of their offers, and a lot of them are coming back. And as we're entering into November, December, January, if you want a V8, go in the middle of the country. Go to Nebraska. Go to a no nonsense kind of area of the country. Just black and white. Sell you the car, no issues. That's your best spot to find them. Geese one. I sometimes regret passing up on the 23 GR86 Premium I had a chance to get, but don't need the extra utility, and also worried about the reported engine issues. Yeah, and I think that's fair. I think the GR86, it's kind of weird. Like, and some people on my videos have liked it, and some people roast me for it. But the car is very sensitive to a lot of things. And sure, it's underpowered. I'm not expecting it to be a 400 horsepower car, but sometimes that car just felt like a slug, and sometimes it felt like really, really fast. I don't know. I think if you're going to track that car a lot, I would be nervous about longevity of it. But if you're not going to track it, you're probably fine. But I think, or at least all the rumors out there, is that Subaru and Toyota are going to part ways on that, and hopefully they put the Yaris engine in the GR86. That'd be awesome. Like that would be amazing, but we'll see. But yeah, they're definitely fun. The base is good. The premium, all you're really getting is the heated seats. You're getting a little bit bigger wheels. You're getting, I think, the Michelin Pilot Sport S's, and then I had the Primacies on my base. Primacies. You're able to slide those a little bit more, makes the car a little bit more tail happy. That car is very tail happy, but yeah, and you guys can watch my videos on it. I just did a video on the GR86 today, the top 4 reasons why to buy one. If you guys haven't looked at that video, please go check it out. Great Ghost, those BRZs handle well too. They really do. Great handling car, handle really awesome, and they do really well. The Honda S2000. Now I've debated on telling people what I paid for it, but I will go ahead and do so. And then that'll conclude my car buying, unless I'm forgetting a car. I don't think I am. I bought too many though. A lot of cars. A lot more to come. S2000. So the Honda S2000. That was the reason I sold the GR86. I'm still going to be making videos on the GR86. I think it's a platform that's awesome. I have a lot of content still planned for that car. But the Honda S2000 I bought out of Boise, Idaho. Black wasn't my first choice. Black is never my first choice, but it kind of tied into the Fast and Furious, and if you've watched that, that's when Jesse races the Honda S2000, loses his dad's car. Vin Diesel says, "Hey, where's it?" Or the Johnny Trans says, "Where's it going?" He's like, "I'm taking it for a car wash." And so, anyways, the Honda S2000. If you guys have been watching my channel, before I bought the 3000 GT, a Honda S2000 was a car that I wanted. I drove that car as the best shifting manual transmission car. Just the sound, the rawness, just the excitement of that car. It's been a car that I've wanted. So I've had that car since July now. I'm not going to make any commitments for how long I'll have it, but it's definitely a dream car for me, and one of the funnest cars that I've owned. And so I bought that in July. I bought out in Boise, Idaho. It'd been a car that I'd been keeping an eye on for quite some time. It's a 2001. It's an AP1. Had 13,500 miles on it. 2 owners. The owners were business partners. They were older. And when I bought the S2000, the S2000s VTEC, they don't kick in until 6,500 RPM, right around in there, and you need to rev them out. Like, Honda and McLaren used to be partnered together, and this was kind of an homage to that, and and that's why the gauge cluster kind of looks kind of like the older, like McLaren style type gauges. But the S2000 needs to be rev, and this owner, when I went to go meet him, he he's like, I don't rev this car out. It drives me nuts to rev this car so high. Like, I shifted at 2 or 3,000 RPM. So the car had its original tires on it, which I had to change before I even drove it home. Had the original air filter, original cabin air filter. Sometimes that can be good, sometimes that can be bad. And so the car, I'd been keeping an eye on the price of that car for a while. They'd originally had it listed at 35. It had been on Facebook Marketplace for some time, and I was finally able to. The owner, they were older. They only took the car up to their cabin a few times in McCall, Idaho, I believe. Super nice people, super kind. And the when I finally was able to talk to the owner, one time they were getting an oil change there in Boise, and as they're backing out, the right front quarter panel had hit like a post or something, or bumped a car, and they repainted that panel. They ordered a new panel, they repainted it, which, as you guys know, there's VIN tags on each one, so it has 9 out of 10 VIN tags. So for the purists out there, that is a downside, but it's not like it was in a high-end collision. It needed a panel that needed work and repainted. So I bought that car for 29,000. It currently has like 14,600 miles on it. So what's interesting is, a year or two ago, 29,000 for that car was a steal. It'd be probably a mid 30s, maybe high 30 car, maybe 40K car. Now it's probably worth about what I paid for, about 29 or so. The market, especially for some of those older cars, has dipped quite a bit. But, and if you guys wanted a video on this at some point in time, if you guys are trying to buy older cars, it's not easy because it's hard to get loans on those cars. Banks don't want to loan money on older cars, and I have ways around that. So if you guys are ever curious for a video on that, leave me a comment on this. I'd love to talk through it. But overall, and maybe someone who's watching it, I guess summary, on the Dodge Challenger, made 4 grand. Bullet Mustang, $500. 3000 GT, I lost about 13, so that's like 9 in the hole. RX-8, I lost about 1,000, so that's about 10. RSX, I lost a couple, so that's like 13. Super, I made 2, so that's like 11. GR86, I made like 700-800 bucks, so that's like 12 too. Gosh, I feel like I'm missing something. I know I'm missing a car in there. I covered the RX-8, RSX, the Camaro. Oh yeah, the Camaro. Let's see, 53 sold for like 48.5, so that's like 15.4. So I'm probably like 16 or 17,000 in losses on cars over the last few years. Obviously, I can write some of it off, for tax purposes, but I've only bought like one set of tires in all these cars. I've only paid for like one oil change. They've been under warranty. I've been able to make videos on them. I don't make a ton on the videos, but I have a lot of fun with it. So looking back, like, sure, I recaptured some of my payments too on those cars, so it's not like, but still making a payment on it, it's a depreciating asset. So all in all, adding up all of my cars, probably about 16,000 in losses, or just what I've paid for cars, on a monthly basis, of what I've kind of gotten back. So, I think I've done all right. Race car friends, hey, what's up, brother? Okay, I got here late. What did I miss, bro? You missed it all, man. We're talking about the Acura, Acura Integra Type S, and how it's better than the Civic Type R. You missed it, man. You missed it. But go check out Race Car Friends. He's a good buddy. He's got some awesome cars. If you like Camaro content, he's had some of that. If you like Honda Civic Type R content, he's got some of that. If you like WRX content limited, you got some of that. So, but the free cookies, Zill, where's the free cookies, man? Like, I don't know, I was giving out cookies. We got to get some cookies going. But Race Car Friend's a good buddy. Go check out his channel. He's good people. And if you guys watch the Zilla, already ate them. Nice, solid move. I do that too. Bring something home for wife. It's like, hey, why is there 2 left? Well, because I ate the other 10 cookies. Geese One, now that you've been able to get a lot of cars and try out even more, is there anything else out there that you'd like to get into? Oh boy, that is a great topic, and let's jump into it. Yes, there's a lot of cars that I would like to get into. How about I just start going through them? I'll rattle them off to you guys. And Geese One, you have a little bit better insight into maybe a car that people on here don't know about that I'm driving right now. But Prius, Zilla, shut up. No Prius, man. I'm just joking. I love you, but seriously, shut up. No Prius. No electric crap. Cars that I'd like to get into. Man, I would like a Mach 1 Mustang. I would. I like the Mach 1s. I had my eye on that for a while. Would love a Mach 1 Mustang. I'd like a Porsche Cayman. I would. I almost bought a Porsche Boxster, and that flat six, man, they were a lot of fun. I want to get back into an RX-8, one that I hang on to for a while. I'd like a manual Supra. I would like an older 90s Honda Civic Si, preferably in blue. I don't remember the blue color, but I'd like a 90s Honda Civic restoration project that I could do. I just love the looks of those. I would love a blob-eye Subaru Impreza WRX STI, and I know that is a ticking time bomb, and the engine's probably been replaced 30 times and been on map 45 times. I just love the looks of those and the hood scoop, and I love those. It's got to be World Rally Blue or white. Is that white, Alpine white? I can't remember. Leave a comment if you guys know. Zilla, actually an older Prelude I would like. There's actually one in Idaho right now I've been looking at. It's 150,000 miles. Looks really clean. They want $6,000 for it, something like that. But I'd like an older Prelude. Other cars. Let's see. M3. Yes, Gray Ghost. I would like an M3. Let's see. Man, trying to think of what else is on my mind. I'd like a Hyundai Elantra N. To be honest, I think those are an underrated car. I think they're a lot of fun. I'd like to drive one of those and have one of those. They're not anywhere. I would maybe say that a Golf R, but I might have one of those. Oops. Let's see. What else am I missing? I would like a GR Corolla. I think that's a fun platform. I think it'd be a lot of fun. A Honda Civic Type R. I would. I probably do the Honda Civic Type R over the Acura Integra Type S, just because I do like the luxury of the Acura Integra Type S, but the Honda Civic Type R, I love this new platform, the FL5. I could also do an FK8 Honda Civic Type R. I've toyed around with getting back into Dodge, especially I've gotten rid of stuff. I've thought about just getting just a regular RT Shaker manual. But those cars, the manual and the Dodges are really give your leg a workout. I've thought about getting back into an LT1 Camaro. I like the C7 Corvettes. I would like a manual white one with red interior. I could definitely do that. Other cars. RX-7 is for sure on the list, but that's kind of like an S2000 type car for me, one that I want to hang on to for a long time. Let's see. Race car friends, I'm really close to getting a manual gearbox 2023 Dodge Challenger Scat Black wide body. How do you feel about those? Is it worth getting one? Do you think it's as enjoyable to drive as the SS1LE? So, oh man, that's a loaded question. Race car friends, I think you're gonna like the space because you're a taller guy. I think you're over 6 feet, right? You're 6'2", 6'3", I think. I could be wrong. You're gonna like the space and comfort of the Dodge Challenger Scat Pack wide body. They're a lot of fun. It's kind of more the SSL1LE is just more just a precision, just a more precision car. 6'6", holy shisa. You're gonna like the space of a Dodge Challenger Scat Pack. I think a Dodge Challenger Scat Pack wide body. Here's my problem. Dodge has gotten in way over their heads on price. A Dodge Challenger Scat Pack wide body is not worth $60-something thousand. It's not. I wouldn't pay for that. They're awesome cars. They're amazing. You're gonna like the space. The brute force of the torque and everything is great. I like them. But the SSL1LE, I just the great thing about the Camaro is it marries the Challenger. You get the more torque because the Mustangs kind of feel like it needs more torque, it needs more power. Um, try it out, test drive it, see how you feel. The transmission, the clutch is going to feel like a lot more of a workout in a Scat Pack wide body, unless you get an automatic in there. Than the SS1LE. The SS1LE is just it's better handling, better shifting from a manual perspective. The clutch is just better. It just feels more nimble, feels more on its feet. But the Challenger is a lot of fun because it's just like this brute force of a type of a car. So, uh, drive one, see what you think of it. And if you can drive one, you can do it. Grey Ghost, manual for the win. Luke, MT Tech. Hey, what's up, brother? How are you, man? What car are you driving these days? I feel like the last time I talked to you, you had a BMW. Is that right? Or no? No, you sold the BMW. I can't remember. Tell me what you got. Race car friends 66. Grey Ghost Z6 Z06 are stout with the LS motors. Absolutely. Could do C6. Another car, Pontiac GTO, like a 2004. Let's see, 2005, because I think that's when they upgraded the horsepower. You can get those for really cheap. I would like to get back into the V8 scene. I think that'd be cool, and I'd like a Pontiac GTO. Oh, you got into a Civic Si. Did I know that, Luke? Did you tell me that? Did you get one at sticker? Did you get a good deal? What do you think? Drop a comment. I want to see what you think on it. Greg Ghost agreed. The Mustang is a slug off the line. I will say this though, my Bullet Mustang top end, the Camaro and Challenger would not hang with the Mustang. It just top end. Those dual overhead cams, the 5.0s, they just scream. They just scream. Let's see, Geese, a GTO would be really cool. I remember drilling over a blue one with a blue interior. Man, those cars with the LS in them. I've never driven one, so I don't even know if I like it. But if I could get one, somewhat low miles, I think that'd be a lot of fun. Let's see, race car friends. I drove one. I felt like the SS1LE was a much better built car, and I saw a guy do the 0-60 test in the Scat Pack was only able to get 5.8. That made me a lot more hesitant. I mean, race car friends, like when you get into the Challenger Scat Pack, I really wish Dodge would. They had a platform that worked, but they're just a heavy car, and having all that torque, it's really hard to put down. It's really hard to get that grip. I know in my Scat Pack, I just sit there and spin them, and I was able to get faster times. Like my Scat Pack, I think I got like a 5.5 in it here in Utah, high altitude. And in my Camaro, I got a 5.2, 0-60. And, obviously a lot of it's driver error on my part or whatever. A lot of people, obviously the autos are a lot faster, but, Challenger's a lot better if you can do like maybe a 20 or 30 roll, just because it can hook up a lot better. But, yeah, I don't know. I just think for the money, not so much. Luke, you paid sticker. That's awesome, man. How are you liking it? How does it compare to other cars? I would love a Honda Civic Si. I would. I like the Honda Civic Si, but don't love it. Luke, how is the rev hang and the power in it? Like that's one thing with like the Honda Civic Si that I notice in a lot of the videos that I watch is just how much rev hang there is. And but it's I don't know. I like the looks of them. I like the looks of the new Civics. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'd love a Mitsubishi Eclipse. I just don't know if I can do one. And when I reference that, I'm talking pre 2000s, like 99. Obviously, a GST or GSX would be awesome. Even an older Acura Integra, I like the looks of those. I kind of grew up, guys. I mean, just for those of you that know, when Fast and Furious came out, I was a freshman in high school. And so I like a lot of the old muscle cars type V8 type stuff. I also like a lot of the import stuff. I think that's a lot of fun. And yeah, so let's see, Luke, a lot of reg hanging, not that fast, but handles great. And Luke, for the price of it, what do they price out at? Like 29, 30? It's pretty good. Let's see. I love the 99 Eclipse with the turbo and all-wheel drive. Don't know if you could find one now that isn't modded all to hell. Oh, I mean, that's the problem. And it's the same problem with Subaru and Impreza WRX STIs. It's just, yeah, it's brutal. It's like they tune them. It's hard to find a clean one. And if I'm going to buy a clean one that's not been modified, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. But I still would like one. And maybe if I can even get one cheap, maybe maybe if I could buy one right and I could fix it up and do some stuff like I've been enough around cars now that I feel comfortable like I could fix a lot of things that normally I would probably have a shop or someone do. Race car friends, I think you should absolutely get an FL5 Type R. You would love it. That and an MK 7.5 Golf R. Race car friends, what if I have a MK8 Golf R manual? What are your thoughts on that? But an FL5 Type R, I get one at sticker or close to, it'd be great. I think once I get my yellow car paid off a little bit, it'd be a little bit better scenario. I am looking at, have been looking like some older Mustangs, like either like the Terminator. I think that's what the version that they call Terminator. I think like the 2003 2004 Mustangs. I've looked at some like older Shelbys, some Boss 302s. I think could be pretty sweet, but definitely have done the turbo route, definitely done kind of the JDM stuff. But yeah, I think for me, I do have a car you guys don't know about. I do have a car you guys know about. I've alluded to it a couple times in this video, but and the S2000. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be buying necessarily anything in a little bit, and I've said that before. But yeah, I do have a long list of cars, and I am going to continue to buy cars, experience them, have them, drive them. Obviously, the better my YouTube channel does, the better my Gone in 60 detailing channel does, the more I can afford stuff and be able to do stuff. And honestly, once I can get my yellow card paid off, the amount of money I lose money on my business for YouTube, basically for what I earn and what I pay for stuff and different things. And so not this year, but next year, I'll get a more sizable return where I'm not paying off debt on a car that I don't have or own anymore. So give me more flexibility from that standpoint. Luke, honestly, Austin, my next car will be a Vet. Don't blame me, man. I miss the power, LOL. Absolutely, absolutely. For me, the C7s and C6s, I love those. The C8s, I like. They're supercar, but I can't get it in a manual, and I just prefer it in a manual. But always keeping my eye out. Bullet Mustang, I'd like to own a green one. And what is the green on the Bullet Mustang? Is it emerald green or Highland green? Highland green, I think. I would like another Bullet Mustang. As much as I complained about the transmission, I'd like one. I came close to one here in Utah. It's just they wanted too much for it. Only had like 3,000 miles on it, and they wanted 48,000. And in my gut, I was like, okay, I paid 44.5 for my black one brand new. I can't go pay 48 for just one that's used. I don't know. Taylor Wayne, have you watched Collector Car Feed? I haven't. Taylor, is it a YouTube channel? What is it? Leave a comment. I'd love to watch it. Yeah, I'm all about that. So let's see, race car friends. I drove both, and the MK 7.5 is the better driver's car. The MK8 is the faster car, but doesn't have that same fun feeling. Yeah, I could actually attest that. I've driven the 7.5 and the 8. The 8 is faster for sure. Feels just, in the MK8, it needs to be a little bit more rowdy. It's for sure it's a lot of luxury. It's really good. Doesn't feel like you're going pretty fast, but you're going fast in it. But yeah, the MK7 is a little bit more raw. I think the MK8 with the exhaust and a few mods, they get it right where you want it. But the infotainment on the MK8, in my opinion, I know everybody says it's terrible. I'm going to do a video about it. It's been one of the best infotainment systems, user friendly. For some of you out there, you probably will hate it. You can't stand it, but it's actually been something that I actually enjoyed. But yeah, if you guys want and you're interested in seeing, the detail restoration on my Honda S2000 and see the condition of that car and the paint that it was in, the Honda S2000 has really soft clear coat, and it had a lot of scratches on it, a lot of work, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I did burn the clear in one spot, but overall, it's pretty good. Looks really good. So I'm getting better at detailing. I've been trying a lot of different products, so make sure and check it out. Race car friends, wow, I'm shocked. No, man, I'm shocked with you. Like you need to teach me how you can afford a WRX and a Type R, man. You're high roller, my guy. I love the S2000, great find. It's such a fun car, man, with the top down. And it's going to be a car, I'll probably drive for maybe, I haven't driven it in a week. And before that, it was like 3 weeks. I did drive it through the canyon. If you guys want to see me rip on it a little bit, go ahead and watch that video. But probably we'll drive it until snow flies, which probably have maybe a few weeks, a month. But it's a car I do intend to want to hold on to as long as I can. I will say, just in full transparency with you guys, I did buy a new house earlier this year. I'm making less money at work, and money is tighter than what it has been previously for me, as I've bought and sold a lot of different cars. But if I have to go down to one car and daily drive an S2000, I'll daily drive an S2000. I really don't want to get rid of it. So yeah, Luke, I am planning to try to hold on to it, but I've said that before, and knock on wood, I've I've come to not live by my promises. But it's interesting, kind of where the car market's headed, or industries are heading. It's for sure interesting. Let's see, race car friends. I charge people a lot of money to take their photos and make them look better in Instagram than they do in real life. Well, hey, some people are so ugly that you need a lot of money to fix that stuff, make them look better. But go check out Race Car Friends channel, or Q the Chaotic. Got a lot of good friends on here, a lot of good people, a lot of good YouTubers, but good community. I'm excited to see kind of where car industry goes. I applaud Ford for keeping the V8 alive, the Mustang alive. Rumors out there is that the new Dodge Charger, Hellcat, Banshee, Daytona, all the words. There's been spy pictures of a transmission tunnel in there. It looks like we are probably going to get an ICE powered Charger. And from what I'm hearing, I don't have any sources other than just YouTube videos that are out there. Sounds like they're going to put the twin turbo Hurricane engine in it, probably making over 500 horsepower. So I do like the looks of the Daytona. So it's weird. It's just a weird time for car enthusiasts and where things are going. Volkswagen announced that this is going to be their last run of the manual transmissions. BMW, somebody who is a big proponent of manual transmissions, it sounds like they're kind of moving away from it. With the Camaro stepping out of the scene, hopefully they stick around, but I don't think they're going to. Hopefully Dodge still gives us a manual. Toyota's been probably one of my favorite car brands, just because they're pumping out enthusiast cars, and Honda as well. But I don't know, pretty soon we're all going to be driving around sewing machines that that are out there. But hopefully they use some of the electric assist in some of these cars, and maybe hybrid, and give us a V8 power, give us something to shift. Anything but electric, but no denying they're quick. They're quick. Golf cart can be quick, but I want to have fun in it. Let's see. If you get an MK Golf R, we're going to have a YouTuber meetup in Tennessee or NC sometime. I do have an MK8 Golf R. So, yep, I have one. I haven't done a video on it yet. So still doing a lot of videos that I need to catch up on. But, electric, you guys know how I feel about electric. And it's interesting. So I'm hoping, it's next year, election, different stuff. But yeah, and it's kind of why, for me, I like all cars. I like older cars. I like newer cars. Just the rawness of some of the older cars, to get them and to not have technology is kind of nice sometimes. Just not thinking about stuff, screens or different things, just being able to just drive it. Porsche Boxster, I could see myself maybe owning that. Luke, it's a 2023. So I took delivery of that in August. So I've had that 2 months now. Bought it at MSRP. How's the VB WRX doing? Snow tires yet? No snow tires on the VB WRX. But yeah, doing great. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think those are kind of like the main car. Yeah, you bet, Luke. Yeah, man, it'll be fun. I don't know how many videos I will do. It's kind of therapeutic for me as a car YouTuber sometimes, guys, to not always film content on the cars that I own. It's kind of nice to just enjoy it, to drive it and enjoy it, and to not have to be worried about the videos that I'm making on it or not making on it. And there's so much more on the Subaru platform for WRX. Yes, correct, race car friends. You did mishear, but you did not mishear. I currently own an MK8 Golf R. It's white, got it at MSRP, bought it from Alabama, had it shipped here in August. So haven't revealed it on the channel yet. Don't know when I will, don't know if I will, but still want to make a lot of content around the WRX platform, the GR86 platform, and the S2000, some different comparisons. But I am itching to get another car. I can't afford it. I want to. But if I did get another car, it'd probably be more like a project car. Yeah, race car friends, it is a manual. Yeah, manual transmission. So right now I got 1,050 miles on it. So it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But yeah, my next car probably be more like a project car. Oh snap! It is on. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Hey, race car friends, I need to catch up on some videos. Did you guys like redo like your draggy thing? I know you guys all had like different apps, you and Q and gosh, what is his name? Has a one LE. Can't remember. Hunter Gang Nate. Hunter Gang Nate. Did you guys redo like your did you guys redo kind of your race? I need to catch up on that. I know you guys all did it, but I was curious if you guys redid it. Luke MT Tech, is it your favorite car? Probably not my favorite car. I think with some modifications, it could be awesome. I like the tech in it. The tech in it's awesome. The infotainment. I don't have an issue with the infotainment. I think it's one of the most intuitive infotainment things. It's awesome. The interior lighting. It's pretty awesome. Race car friends, I'm gonna go check out that video. I'm excited to go see that because I think you beat everybody, but you had an app on your phone, so I'm gonna have to go check that video out. Luke, I don't know. I don't know yet. I've tinted the windows on it. It has still the stock wheels on it. I'm, kind of where I've kicked myself on some of my cars. I spend a lot of money on modifications, and I go to sell my car like 6 months later, and it's like I don't get that money back on those modifications. So uh, I don't know. I don't know. I really want to put a cold air intake on it to get just more of the turbo noises and sounds. The car needs to be more raw. It needs a different shifter. It needs an exhaust, and it needs a cold air intake. And at that point in time, that's where it's dialed. But it's so comfortable, and it's a lot of fun. I do have a great wife. We do have 3 dogs, and so I put up with some of her hobbies a little bit, and she puts up with mine. But it is nice to be able to haul the kids around into. But the Golf R, pretty nice. They have heated seats in the rear. It's a luxury car. It's fast. I wish it was just more like loud. I miss it was just more like kind of in your face. And just with a few minor modifications, you can do it. Yeah, you can for sure do it. It's a lot of fun. Let's see, what am I missing? Super excited to see MK Golf Art content. Yeah, me too. I guess, probably in a little bit. I do have the Odyssey. My wife has the Odyssey. That's a 2023 Odyssey. I've been doing a lot of videos on that car. Man, she takes that car through the automatic car wash, and man, those things are like a meat grinder. I've tried paint correcting it. I've tried doing some different things, and it's been fun. But yeah, we have the Honda Odyssey. That Honda Odyssey, it's got VTEC in it. It's got a V6. That thing would probably beat some of my cars in a race. It's pretty quick. It's pretty quick. It's a lot of fun. Let's see. How far is Asheville, North Carolina from you? It's a ways. From Utah to there, I have no idea. Probably more than 24 hours. It's a long way. So, but you guys can come out to Utah. Totally good with that, my guy. Or we can meet in the middle somewhere. But is Q going down to North Carolina? Is he going down there? Is he going down from Michigan? But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. The MK Golf R, MK8 Golf R. I don't know when I'll start doing videos on that. I don't know. I just still have so many videos that are in the queue, and we're all going to meet up there. Okay, well, I'll think about it. I'd like to. I really would. I was bummed I missed Geese one when he was out here earlier this summer. I wasn't able to connect with him. Guys talking cars. We've met up. I met up with Jared once at a Cafe Rio. And Jared, if you're watching this, and I know you're watching this, you've come out to Utah and you've not said hi. And if any of you ever out to here in Utah, you want to say hi, I'll let you drive my car or cars. You guys can rip on them, have fun. But yeah, I don't, with work, with the kids and everything, I don't get out as much as I'd like to. But I would like to do something like that with you guys. That would be a lot of fun. It'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, probably next car on the channel is probably going to be more project driven. But I'm probably not in a place to do that unless I sold the Golf R or freed up some money. I got way too many cars, too many things, but lot of fun products. If you guys ever want tips on like detailing, I'm not a professional by any means, but hit me up. Let me know. I do have some leftover products sometimes that I have that I use. I'm kind of weird. I love trying detailing products, car detailing products. Recently have been trying some new car air fresheners that you've never heard of before. One of them is from Canada, one of them is from the UK. The one from Canada is amazing. If you guys just want some more information, let me know. But yeah, just trying out detailing products. If you guys ever want to try a certain product, hit me up and would for sure send it to you. Luke MT Tech, you gonna post any pics on Instagram? You know, I did a reel with the inside of I did a reel on the inside of my car driving, and I think it was more like an inspirational one. Luke, if you want to see some pictures, just message me and remind me on Instagram. I don't know if I even have a lot of pictures of the outside. I think I have some. In Focus Photography's seen it. Hey, In Focus, have you used up all the stuff I sent you yet? I pretty much have. I've used all the DIY stuff. I've used the All Clean. I've used their Interior Clean and Protect. I've used the Optimum Power Clean. I've used the Ultima Waterless Wash. Love that. And you sent me a few more. The only one I don't think I've used a ton of was maybe the carpet one, or the carpet extractor one. And In Focus, I was going to message you. Uh, I have some products if you want to try out. If you want to try out, I have the Maniac Wheel and Tire Cleaner. And you've seen my videos on that. I know what you use for your wheels and tires. I know you use Brake Buster, and I think you use Pearl and that. But if you want to try the Maniac stuff, let me know. I also tried the Hydra rinseless wash, the EOD Titan stuff. You know, I don't know. I'd like your opinion on it. It's a more surfactant based, but I have some of that. I've been trying out some Auto Elixir stuff. I've been trying some different waterless washes. Still like DIY Detail, I think, the best. But yeah, I've been trying some different products too. If you want to hit me up, I have some, and some of them I probably won't use. And if you want to try them, I'm happy to send them out to you if you want to try some of them. Let's see. Race Car Friends, great live stream, brother. I got to go edit photos for the next 4 hours or so, but I'll eagerly be waiting all of your golf art content. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you stopping by. In Focus, yeah, I saw that video on the Camaro. I wash the wheels with DIY rinseless 90% of the time. And honestly, rinseless is so good. There's so many things you can do with that. I've recently tried Shine Supplies Wise Guys tire and wheel cleaner. Definitely just kind of trying a whole bunch of different new products. I've tried EOD Titan, Phoenix EOD Titan detailer. It's really good. But yeah, I can send you a picture In Focus, and I can send you what I got. If you want to try some of my stuff, let me know. If not, no worries. But make sure and check out my detailing channel, Gone in 60 Detailing. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it for me. I appreciate kind of the impromptu live stream, but hopefully, you guys get a better idea of what I've bought and sold cars for over the years. I was going to do like a formal video on this, but I just figured it'd be better conversation, kind of go through some of the comments. But appreciate you guys. Thank you for you guys that watch my channel. I appreciate it. I really do. This is something I love doing, enjoy doing. It's not always easy, but man, I sure enjoy it. I sure love it. I have no plans on stopping, and I appreciate all of you who are loyal out there. So thanks, you guys. You know, we'll catch you soon, and I'll try to do these more often. But thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.